Welcome back, Rob Hortline. Sitting here in my front yard, you can see my back door there. And so would that make it the backyard? Not really sure. Anyway, I'm underneath my plum tree, so it's a little bit dark down here. It is morning time, so the sun is out and brightly shining, but this plum tree is really dense and really dark underneath. I love sitting here. So, I wanted to talk to you about something really important today, and that is creating your team. Your team is vitally important, and the members of your team and how they act and how they work with you is very critical. I'm going to use kind of an odd example of a team member that you need to keep an eye on, and that is a medical thing that I'm going through. I've created what I think is a really tremendous team for this medical issue that I have. There's quite a few doctors and other medical professionals involved with it. And one of my doctors, she's not my primary physician. She is the one who is coordinating a lot of the care, though. What I'm going through is way over the head of my primary physician. So he is the one that I'm keeping in the loop, along with the doctor that I'm going to talk to you about right now. She has done a tremendous amount of really great work. So I consider her to be a very valuable member of the team. Recently, I had to have an MRI, and she referred me to a doctor to do the MRI, and that was all he was going to do. And then he was no longer going to see me for anything else. He was doing the MRI actually for a different doctor who I hadn't seen yet. So let me create the scenario. I have a doctor who is an ongoing, very important, valuable member of the team. A doctor who I had seen one time, and he was going to order an MRI for a different doctor because what I have is a little bit beyond his capability. And he felt that with a proper MRI ordered, that the new doctor would be able to get my care going in the right direction. So he was no longer my doctor. The doctor who was going to read the MRI wasn't my doctor yet. So I have my primary physician who doesn't really understand what's going on, but is a very valuable member of the team because he's monitoring my general health while all of this rest of this is going on. And then I have a doctor who's coordinating all the rest of the care. So I have fairly severe claustrophobia, and the coordinating doctor is completely aware of that. She ordered my claustrophobia medication for a different doctor who's also no longer my doctor, who did an MRI for me. So I told these other doctors, not a big deal. I will just order it through my coordinating doctor. So I contacted her staff through their internal email system and did not expect a problem, but her nurse wrote back to me saying that that doctor couldn't order the medication. I mean, it's not a big deal. I was just asking for 2 pills. It's not like I was asking for a 90-day supply. And my doctor trusts me. All of my doctors trust me that I'm not misusing any of my medications. And so I was really shocked to get that email back from her. So I wrote back to her again saying, stating the facts. I have one doctor who has purged me from his practice because he can't take care of me. Another doctor who I'm not in his practice yet, who is not my doctor yet, and I have her. So she is the obvious one to order the medication. This is so stupid. Two lousy pills. So she wrote back again saying that she had contacted the doctor who was no longer my doctor and told him what medication and told him to order the medication and that I needed to follow up. The, all of the doctors who are working on this medical issue for me are in the university system. And I don't know if you've ever dealt with that, but trying to get through to them is a nightmare. Every time I make the phone call, I lose 3 hours of my life. I made 3 phone calls trying to verify that this medication was going to be ordered, and I wasn't sure if I got through or not. So 9 hours of my life is gone. I wrote back to the doctor stating that I had followed up. I wasn't sure if it was going to happen. For her to go ahead and order the 2 pills, and that doctor just deleted the message. Didn't even take the time to respond in any way. So I don't know. I kind of think she's not ordering the medication. I don't know if the other doctor is. My family doctor, who they are now calling a primary care physician, he will do whatever I need. I was tempted to just call him and say, hey, listen, order 2 pills. He would have had them ordered. I would have had them in my pocket the following day. But I wasn't sure what was going on, so I went ahead and went to the university, and no medication had been ordered, and I spent 2.5 hours head first in a tiny tube with claustrophobia, and I want you to know it was really, really bad. So how do I equate this to you creating your company, doing your investments, creating a team to support you? The doctor that refused to order the medication, she's a very valuable member of my team. I actually, when I saw her after that incident in the MRI tube, told her what went wrong and the fact that she forced me to lose 9 hours of my life and the job still didn't get done. She insisted that she did it the right way, that she shouldn't and couldn't order the medicine for me. So I told her. She actually thought I was going to fire her. I was really upset. No, I can't fire her. She's a valuable member of the team. But what I do know is I can't count on her for certain things. And I told her that. I said, I need to count on you for everything, and I can't count on you for this. That is a serious problem, and you really need to rethink the way you run your practice. Because I'm sure I'm not the only one who has been hurt in this way. And she said no, that she would do it the exact same way next time. So when you're evaluating your team, you need to know what team members are going to be doing what things and what team members you can depend on. Try not to get yourself into a bind like I did. I should have just ordered pills from 3 different doctors. If I had gotten 6 pills, it would not have been a big deal. So that's the moral of this story. Be careful in choosing your team members. I am in your corner when you've hired me to help you do your investments, when you've hired me to help you create your company. I am going to help you do all of these evaluations. You're going to contact your team members. You're going to interview them. You and I are going to have you completely prepared to do that. I will do everything that it takes for you to be a success. So if you're feeling like you're not up to the task of doing the interviews, then you and I are going to have a very in-depth online meeting to find out exactly what it is you need from this team member. And I will conduct the interview with you watching so you know how I do it, so that eventually you can take over and do it yourself. The sooner you can do it yourself, the better your business is going to run, the more money you're going to make, the better your teams are going to be, and the better off you're going to be. So I am going to press you to do the actions yourself, and I am going to hold your hand until you're ready. You need to be ready as quickly as possible. Signing off, thank you very much for listening. This is Rob Hortline.